Spanish equality minister to pay 18,000 euros, that's way too low, after accusing man of abuse without proof. This is how you fight back. If they want to just keep filing these false accusations, you make them pay for it. The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of Rafael Marcos after outrageous allegations were leveled against him in public without any legal basis. Yeah, it's a start. Spain's equality minister has been ordered to pay 18,000 euros after portraying a man as an abuser during a public speech. Irene Montenegro, who was sued by Rafael Marcos, the ex-husband of Maria Sevilla, a former president of Infancia Libre, an organization helping mothers who suffered abuse. Back in current year -4, Sevilla abducted her son and lived with him in a rural area where he received neither schooling nor contact with his father. I think we know who the real abuser was there. Now, she was ultimately arrested and convicted of child abduction and the loss of parental rights, but as Spanish law only provides for mandatory imprisonment for convicted persons sentenced to more than 2 years, the government reduced her sentence to 2 years so that she would not have to go to prison. No double standards there. Like, if that was a guy that abducted his kid, they would have locked him up and thrown away the key. Authorities also commuted her sentence to for a withdrawal of parental rights from 4 years imprisonment to 180 days of community service. Man, see, these women can't shut up about the wage gap, and yet they're all for this sentencing gap. The equality minister alluded to the case in a speech last year during an inauguration of the headquarters of the Women's Institute and also posted accusations against Marcos on her Twitter account. Protective mothers suffer unjustly, said the minister, and in many cases, many of their rights are being violated as they are criminalized by society. No, they are the criminals. Like, this woman was an abuser who abducted her kid. And yet, like, she got a slap on the wrist compared to what a man would have gotten if he actually saved his kid from an abusive mother. Like, we routinely see kids being given to, like, homeless drug addict mothers. And meanwhile, the father keeps petitioning the courts like, hey, she's dangerous. She's dangerous. The court ignores him. The kid ends up Minecrafted. The court's just, oops, let's move on to the next case. When what they're doing is nothing more than defending themselves and their sons and daughters against the macho violence of their abusers. Yeah, she should have been sued. Marcos denounced Montero's statements after learning the government had partially pardoned Sevilla. After she made her allegations, Marcos asked the minister for 85,000 euros in compensation for the violation of his right to honor. God, even then, they should have made her pay millions. But no, let's just slap on the wrist, make it 18,000. The Supreme Court only concluded that the protection of honor takes precedence when outrageous or offensive phrases or expressions are used, and in the case that there's no judicial decision that allows us to conclude that the plaintiff is the author of episodes of gender domestic violence nor committing sexual abuse against his son. In fact, on the contrary, the sentence is ruled that he is not guilty, added the text. If you are ruled not guilty and they still refer to you as if you were, lawsuit time. Since Montero published a published video of her remarks on social media, the Supreme Court ordered her to spread the ruling on social media as well as compensating Marcos with 18,000 euros. Oh, and see that this part's good. To spread this is what the media should have to do. Like, if the media is lying, like if they're spreading fake news, then when they shouldn't be allowed to just issue a correction on like page 50 of in a footnote in a newspaper no one reads. No, the correction should have to be getting exactly as much airtime in the same time slots as the lies were. This should be the default. But either way, this is much smaller than it should have been, but it's baby steps. It's better than nothing. We'll work our way up to justice eventually, but we'll never get it if guys don't sue these lying false accusers. So, good first start. I'm not going to complain too much about it.